greatest people are self-managing. They don't need to be managed. Once they know what to do, they'll go figure out how to do it, and they don't need to be managed at all. What they need is a common vision, and that's what leadership is. What leadership is having a vision, being able to articulate that so the people around you can understand it, and getting a consensus on a common vision. We wanted people that were insanely great at what they did, but we're not necessarily those seasoned professionals, but who had at the tips of their fingers and in their passion the latest understanding of where technology was and what we could do with that technology, and who wanted to bring that to lots of people. So the neatest thing that happens is when you get a core group of 10 great people, it becomes self-policing as to who they let into that group. So I consider the most important job of someone like myself is recruiting.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into a world of inspiration and motivation, guided by none other than the legendary Steve Jobs. As the co-founder of Apple, Jobs was a visionary who transformed the tech industry and our lives. His words have inspired millions around the globe, and today we're going to explore some of his most powerful quotes. These nuggets of wisdom will not only motivate you, but also give you a new perspective on life and success. So sit back, relax, and let's get inspired together. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more motivational content or to boost your brain to positive. Let's get started. Number 1. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. This quote is simple, yet extremely elegant and profound. It is, unfortunately, true that many people do not pick careers that they are passionate about. With this quote, Jobs reminds us how important it is to pick the right career. If you are struggling with a career choice, then you should listen to what Jobs said and choose the path that your heart knows is right. Number 2. Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Jobs is right on point here. If you would like to be a leader, then you are going to need to be able to innovate. The reason why innovation is so important is that the ability to use creativity and complex thinking to solve problems is essential to be able to overcome major business obstacles. Many people cannot do this. However, some people are capable of being highly innovative. According to Jobs, the ability to innovate is the key defining trait between leaders and followers. So, if you want to be a business leader, learn to innovate. Number 3. For the past 33 years, I have looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something. This quote is very powerful, and it shows just exactly how good Steve Jobs was at focusing on the important things in life. Yes, Steve Jobs was a great business leader and innovator. However, he was also someone who knew how to prioritize the right things in life, which is half the battle. If you can prioritize the right things in life too, then it will help you to get much more happiness out of life. Number 4. Being the richest man in the cemetery doesn't matter to me. Going to bed at night saying we've done something wonderful, that's what matters to me. Steve Jobs had a very unique way of cutting right to the point and putting things into perspective. With this quote, he is saying that money should not be the only thing that motivates you, and that you should try to do something that you believe is worthwhile. At the same time, this quote also speaks to the fact that life is temporary, so you should hurry up and do things that you care about. Number 5. Part of what made the Macintosh great was that the people working on it were musicians, poets, artists, zoologists, and historians. They also happened to be the best computer scientists in the world. But if it hadn't been computer science, these people would have been doing amazing things in other fields. One of his best leadership quotes, this one is very important for business leaders to pay attention to. The reason is that Jobs is saying that a large part of the success of the Macintosh project came about because he had a workforce that had very diverse skills. This means that you should not only focus on hiring people who are experts in their field, but who also have other talents which might be useful for your project or for your company at large. Number 6. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards, so you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. This approach has never let me down, and it has made all the difference in my life. Many people hesitate to follow their gut because they are unsure if it is the right thing to do or if it will all work out in the end. However, according to Steve Jobs, that is exactly what you have to do in order to succeed. So, if you believe that your gut is saying something, or that your destiny is telling you to do something, then you should probably pay attention to that. Number 7. The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. This is one of the most famous Steve Jobs quotes. There is a lot of wisdom in this quote. What Steve Jobs is saying here is that you shouldn't stop yourself from dreaming, innovating, or creating, just because other people might think that your idea is crazy. According to Jobs, the people who end up having the most impact on the world are the same people who were told that they were crazy by their peers. So if you find yourself in a situation where people are calling your ideas crazy, don't listen. Steve Jobs didn't, and it worked out pretty well for him. Number 8. I think the things you regret most in life are the things you didn't do. Most people do not want to live with major regrets. If you fall into this category, then you should take this quote from Steve Jobs very seriously. If you want to paint, then paint. If you want to play the violin, then play the violin. The only way to not regret doing things is to actually do them. Many of Steve Jobs' most famous quotes revolve around the theme of pursuing your passion and taking risks. This one is a good example. So, if you want to live a complete life as he did, then try to avoid having major regrets and take the chances that you are capable of taking.